Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Anime Monday, where you get rid of the Monday blues by watching along some anime with us here today. And joining me once again is JC from the Deluxe Asterisk, and we are now going back to Cowboy Bebop. It's been a minute since we've been on Bebop, but we're looking to make this once again a normal part of the schedule here on Anime Monday, and this is a very special episode of Cowboy Bebop. This is episode number 3, or session 3, Honky Tonk Woman, which is the introduction of Faye Valentine to the series. So, if you would like to follow along with us, we are watching this on DVD, so pull up Cowboy Bebop on your DVD, Blu-ray, or on your streaming service. We are looking at the very, very opening of the credits. And go ahead and press play now. Oh, I always try every time to read.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a lot. So what did you and Okay, I wasn't here for the session 2, so I mean, not that I haven't seen these episodes before, but what did I miss?
Ein was introduced.
Right.
That's pretty much the meat and potatoes of it. Ein was introduced in episode 2.
Okay.
And it's kind of touched on the fact that, when Ein was about to die, Spike saved him rather than go after the bounty. So we're kind of seeing that, despite the
business.
The business and the not caring nature of Spike, that he gives off. There's still a heart somewhere in there, right, despite his anger and his complaining that he hates pets and they're on his ship.
Do you think he would have resorted to just, if they ran out of the beef and peppers, do you think that,
This comes up in a later session. Session.
All right. That also wasn't meant to be offensive. It was just literally a joke about eating a dog.
Yeah. Yep. Funny, I don't know if I've mentioned this on one of our past ones, but when it comes to the opening theme, I remember being so used to hearing that theme, and then back in the days of LimeWire or BearShare, or one of those many illegal downloading places that gave your computer AIDS. I downloaded around 2002. Downloaded the song, and then right when I thought it ended, and there you see boots and legs and the back of a head. Whose head is that? And a butt. It's Faye. Right when you thought the song would end, this big saxophone solo comes in, so it's like, shit. Yeah. Herbal medicine. Okay. I never knew what that said.
It has like a headset. I always remember, or not that anyone else might not, but I like on Adult Swim. I remember they had some like a bumper or whatever that was like a bunch of like the different like anime.
Right, and it was always that part, right?
Yeah, it was like her shooting with the guns, and I think you might have had the Fujiko from Lupin and some,
yeah.
But I always remember, I remember like those two at least in particular. Someone from Lupin. I remember some chick.
Lupin's not available on any streaming service I'm personally aware of right now. If you listen to this and you know of a streaming service that Lupin the Third is on, the whole series, the original series, let me know, because I'd love to cover Lupin, but unfortunately don't have access to that. So, and now we see what casinos are going to look like in 2071. So.
Same, just in space.
Here's the thing. I wonder if I would be, and she's in handcuffs for some reason. Well. If I ever live to the year 2071, if I can remember, I am going to try and go, is this what... Oh, God. Okay.
You call it harassment. I call it a magic trick.
No. But yeah, if I remember Cowboy Bebop in the year 2071, if things aren't like this, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm already, somewhat pissed and relieved that, the days of future past did not come true in 2010 like it said in the 90s X-Men cartoon.
Right.
Jubilee was supposed to die in 2010.
Right.
And now we're seeing the jet that's the inspiration behind the costume that I did in Lexington in 2018 and Louisville in 2019. So, and then I realized that mine was not good enough. It really did not look good in comparison. Steve Bloom liked it at least.
Right.
Just swallowed his fucking cigarette.
Yeah. He's hardcore.
I will say they do a really, really good job at kind of giving the futuristic feel, but like the classy, traditional Las Vegas feel.
Right.
So, job well done to the animators here. Like, you feel like it's in the future, but you also feel like you could go to Las Vegas. I mean, like, maybe not in 1998, but you feel like you could see a lot of this, like, really cool stuff in Las Vegas.
You got a waterfall, like a really nice hotel or something.
Well, something like that happening, But, they couldn't... something like the more, like... VR and augmented reality thing. How do these guys end up everywhere? How do these guys looking this dirty end up in a classy hotel like this?
Money, I guess. I guess they're going to turn down money.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did they just win a bunch of money on 9?
Mm-hmm.
9. I also like to live dangerously.
Yes. Okay, so this is supposed to be, I guess, like a distressed old samurai film.
I can kill the... Okay, I didn't see that.
Do you think if PCO ever developed a gambler gimmick, he'd be like Pierre Carl Roulette?
We have Cowboy Bebop on. Oh, and here's the guy they think is supposed to help, but it's not. Because it's Spike.
Is he going by that, or is that like a nickname?
What?
It said Nice Jackie. Or is it because they're playing blackjack?
Yeah, maybe, because the subtitles we're watching,
right?
They're not going off of what the English version is. It is literally being translated from the Japanese.
Right, I understand. I was just curious.
Last chip he has.
So she's not out of the cuffs now because she's more leisurely.
Well, he said it's either he works for her or she goes to jail.
Right.
So, I mean, do what you're told, I guess. Up, Spike, still staying at the table.
All right.
Generous. Oh. Just so happens. Yeah. Oh, no, there's the guy that she thought Spike was supposed to be. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And that's supposed to have some kind of expensive chip inside it. Running into bastardized Spike.
Yeah. Disheveled Spike.
Well, Spike's pretty disheveled as he is, too. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, Oh, shoot. Well, when the chips are down.
Oh, they just call her out on cheating.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to do in a public place casino.
That Spike just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, that cannot be good for Spike. He's
Right.
he's
Just well, you have
he hit a cigarette.
Yeah.
He hit a fucking poker chip.
he's got pica. He's like one of those people that eats things that they're not supposed to. But when all the people were like murmuring,
Fuck! I just got punched. Oh shit!
when all the people were murmuring after when they he was talking about her cheating, it made me think of the whole thing with how it should have ended with Bane, where it's just like you hear the person.
Yeah, I don't think that has his best interest in mind. Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell is that guy?
Yeah. There's a bold guy about just going.
Like,
Huh. It's funny. You're gonna actually see.
Eric Young.
No.
Well, I heard Showtime.
We get a lot more extra viewers on these anime videos, and there's going to be a selection of anime viewers that don't watch wrestling that are not going to get half of these references.
Whoa, that chick has major side boob.
Yes. No, you'll see the little thing on her wrist get used a little bit later on in the series. Hashtag foreshadowing. But we're not to that episode yet. We're not
What
even
you should have
close.
said is hashtag risty business.
No. No, I shouldn't have. So apparently Jet won the... won the... Oh, God. Once again, they lose out on a lot of money because of bullshit.
Kind of. Got some major freaking 80s shoulder pads going on there.
Maybe they'll come back into style again. You know, like that kind of weird 90s rope hat fashion and all that stuff kind of did for a minute. Maybe these will come back into fashion, the whole shoulder pads.
Yeah, Frankie says relax, all that, yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe in 2071.
Apparently, he had just had the crap beaten out of him.
Yeah, he might be dead.
Yes.
Yep, he did.
Yeah.
Speaking of the 80s, yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of very 80s card
Yeah,
right
like-
there. Yeah.
Like kind of cocktail kind of logo.
Mhm.
Or just the neon lighting.
I'd love to have that on a shirt. That'd
Yeah,
be really
yeah.
cool.
I don't see why you couldn't. Man, this chick cannot get out of cuffs. It's like some weird Wonder
and
Woman.
oh god, and there's Ein.
Yeah. Got to be kidding.
Oh. Faye costing him money. The story of like this whole series is Faye kind of costing him money. And there it is. This kind of reminds me of the Hulk movie, where the Edward Norton
one.
yeah, where he like swallows the flash drive and then has to throw it back up.
Right.
That's what that part just reminded me of a little bit. Let's go on. Now, can't she slip the cuffs? Finally, she does something to slip the cuffs. Of course, it's a chip. The more again, I'm talked a little shit on you earlier for making a wrestling talk, but I'm about to make some big one. The more and more when I go back and rewatching the series, the more and more Naito and Spike remind me of each other.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Tetsuya Naito and Spike, just kind of the whole, I don't give a shit demeanor, but we kind of do. But we don't, but we do. But we care here, but we don't really care there.
Right.
You know.
That's more mugshots should be like that. I mean, some are terrible on accident, but that literally, she's just shifty-eyed to the left, like, I don't want to be here.
I don't like being arrested. Yes. I'm Faye Valentine. I can also, and I guess this was the writer's point. Oh God, what is Jack gonna come up with?
Yeah, we're thinking weird thoughts, are you?
The police.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's very much. Yeah. 'Cause it makes me think of like Bender and like one of the the fourth Futurama movie where, he was worried about his rap sheet not being as good, so he like did something crazy to like help a bunch of fugitives and put his rap sheet like miles ahead of everyone. Like, that was what he's more motivated by than anything.
Back to what I was saying, I guess this was the point.
Mm.
But, like, when I first watched the series, I'm like, fuck Faye.
Mm.
She's terrible. I don't like her. She's annoying. I wish she wasn't there. And then as the series progresses, you're like, okay, Faye's not so bad.
Right.
And then by the end of the series, you like Faye.
Right. Well, I mean...
So if that was their intent for you to hate, she's not so bad, like her, job well done. That's more proof why this is the greatest anime ever.
I mean, I'm not, not a major in creative writing or whatever, but I assume you would chalk that up to character growth, etc., progression.
Right.
Yeah. That's not...
Oh,
Ow!
Ow!
Giovanni. Not really.
Adult-oriented Giovanni.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, it's in the chip for a pretty penny. I don't know if that's what they said in English just now. Sorry, we're watching this with the sound really low down.
It weirdly reminds me of it's different, I'm sure, and more or less, but this almost reminds me of Fallout New Vegas because there's like a underlying Vegas theme, and there is actually a whole storyline revolving around a poker chip that is like essentially like a key to, and so on and so forth.
I apologize. I still got this cough from several other episodes. And my animal here, my dog, thinks he needs something, and he always needs something only when I'm busy doing something. Whenever I have nothing going on, he's not very needy. So, yeah. Apropos of nothing, he's down here going, hey, why are you watching that for? Me? I'm me. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll get plenty of adorable dog pictures when he lets me take his picture. But, yeah. So now we're seeing where all this goes to hell for the Bebop crew. And she finally gets out of handcuffs.
I was going to say, like...
It rains... It really... You know what? Spike really is like Naito because he acts like he cares, but he does care. But sometimes he doesn't, and sometimes he does, and it just rains shit on him anytime something really good's about to happen for him. Like, seriously, it is raining shit on Tetsuya Naito every time.
I was gonna say, like, that was twice that she managed to be in handcuffs in this shit. Like, I was like, wonder if there's like a underlying like Wonder Woman thing where she manages to get tied up all the time.
That's really interesting about Wonder Woman. Well, I'm sure I'll cover that in another series where Wonder Woman's a little more the focal point. But yeah, it's very interesting about how Wonder Woman was created. If you're not aware of that.
Oh wow, did she just eat all that?
Probably. That sounds like a Faye move. Just eat all their food and leave.
Hi,
Ein. Bark, Ein. Bark.
All right. She's very lanky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she mean most of the character. A lot of character. I mean, Spike's very lanky. But...
The only one who's not really lanky is like Jet.
Right. He's kind of thick. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Jet, even Ed. Whenever Ed comes in there, is a little more of a lanky character and a flexible character. Oh. Ha!
Oh, and she's making her get away. There's supposed to open.
Got a nice little space fight.
Mm.
Oh no! And then here's this bitch. But then you also see that he's like also not very angry with her now, so maybe there's a thing with Spike and Faye.
Well, I mean, I think
but obviously that's explored. He never explores it because he's still tied to his past.
Right. Kind of like Faye, who's often tied to something. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Twisty Rockets.
The Twisty Rockets. The Twisty Rockets. And boy, are they twisty today.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Well,
yeah. That's,
they did.
Kind of, yeah.
But... And...
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she even stole Jet's jackpot.
Mm. That's cheating? More cheating? Yeah, I always remember like that one.
That one's easy come, easy go. And, well, that's the end of this episode. Time for the Real Folk Blues. And that is it for Anime Monday this week. Thank you all for joining us as we made a return to Cowboy Bebop. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content. Not just from the world of anime, but from the world of gaming, comic books, pro wrestling, and all things geek culture. Be sure to go follow me on all my social media pages. Facebook.com/AthleticGeek89, Twitter @Athletic_Geek89, and follow me @AthleticGeek89 on Instagram. And go like JC's artwork page at the Deluxe Asterisk for some interesting and fun art projects. And, well, I mean, well, you Fantasy DX, is that like,
That's what Val Venus would have actually joined.
Yes. Yeah. You want to just end it now, JC, or do you want to stick around for the preview for the next Bebop episode?
Might as well.
All right, we'll do that. I remember as a kid with this song, I would try to imagine, how the English words would flow to this song, and it just would not. I mean, I get why. It's
I notice when I do hear songs translated from one language to another, like it just seems like people just try to like adjust like the speed of how they say things.
But like you're adjusting the speed, like it just doesn't roll with the beat of this, like with the tune of this song. And next episode, there's a gorilla. There's an old woman. There's police. There's Faye.
I told you.
Well, it is like Wonderful. It's Wonder Faye. There's a seal. There's an old lady again. There's a creepy. She's like Cruella DeVille.
Kind of.
Seriously. The Gateway Shuffle. So when we get about
St. Louis.
Yeah. St. Louis. Yeah, maybe. But, well, that'll be the next Bebop episode that we cover when we return to that particular episode. Join us next week on Anime Monday, where we will look at a different anime. Have a good one, you guys.